Hello, everyone. So give me a second while hi. So just give me a second. I came a few minutes early. I want to make sure that um, the technology is working. It's a little tricky to come from Zoom onto a Facebook group. So I've been figuring that out. And what I'm doing is I'm also opening my cell phone to check that this is working, and if I see any comments from you guys that I can respond to. And so these, oh, there it is. It is. We are live. So very good. I am going to start the record, and then we are going to get started. I'm just going to share my file here. Okay, we are on. So welcome, welcome, welcome. So today is the first day of our mental health trainings. And today we're going to talk about why you are still struggling, why you're still hurting, even when you have done the work. But first thing is first, congratulations for showing up here. You had the option to not show up. You showed up. That makes you willing to create change for yourself. And, we are inundated with everything we have to do these days. There's lots of available, and you showed up here, so that makes you ready for something different. And I really want to acknowledge your choice. So thank you. You showed up. Most people didn't, and that is very true. So in today's training, I'm going to show you the one thing that keeps you struggling and hurting, even when you have done the work. I'm also going to show you the 3 hidden reasons why everything you have done so far, why it hasn't worked. And while I'm looking at my phone as well, if you have any comments, if you are watching live, please say hello in the comments. If you have any questions, anything that pops up, or any thing that resonates with you, go ahead and share that. Your energy matters. And when you're sharing, writing something in the comments, it really, it fills the space with your energy. Okay. But before we go any further, I do want to kind of build a little context for today's topic. We're coming from a culture that has told us repeatedly that you are broken. You're never good enough. So you're trying to prove yourself. And we're also coming from a world where we have done everything with the mind, almost like a fragmented human being who just works with the intellect, with the ego, and is not fully integrated. So as a result, as we have seen, anxiety, 1 in 2 people, adults, are facing anxiety, depression. There's disconnection, exhaustion, burnout. People are feeling stuck and dissatisfied. So where are we headed? This is not a way to live, right? We want to go to a place where we feel whole, we feel our true selves, and we are multidimensional human beings. So be able to experience our multidimensionality. We have peace in our mind and our heart, and we have a future that we have some say in, we have control over. I'm going to see if I can move this bar. Sometimes you can. No. So If you are here, then is this you? You've done the therapy. I see many clients who have already done the therapy. You've attended the free webinars. You've read the books, watched the videos. You meditate, eat right, and you're a kind soul. Even if you haven't done any of those things, you are searching, but you still continue to struggle, feel stuck, anxious, and lack energy to do the things that you want to do. You are not broken. Although that was a message that was given to all of us, you just haven't had the right foundation for healing. And so let's get a little clear here. When we talk about mental health, I've always thought it to be a misnomer. It feels like you're just looking at the mind, the health of the mind. So control the mind is the message. And if you can't, you're somehow a failure. That's why it's so difficult to talk about mental health issues. It's much easier to tell someone I have a headache than to say I am depressed, right? But I want to remind you that the health and disease comes in a package. We're a whole being. What ails the mind ails the body. What ails the soul, it ails the whole. We are multidimensional beings. Healing must be multidimensional. What's missing is body, mind, soul medicine, an integrated system for the whole being. So when we're looking at the whole, we heal the root to heal the whole. I want to introduce you to the holistic healing system and methodology that I have developed in my practice. So I have holistic healing programs that I'm going to share more with you as we go on. So these are programs that look at the whole being in an integrated way. But before that, let's get a little vulnerable. You know, we have struggles that we don't necessarily have a conversation about. Some of the struggles are visible. We have physical symptoms. We get a medical diagnosis. But the invisible symptoms, invisible struggles, they go by unnoticed. What our mental health or physical health, what it is costing us in our work, in our relationships, how it's impacting our social life, our personal growth, how it's impacting our physical environment, not to mention our fun and leisure or lack of it because we are struggling, and our finances. If we're hurting, it's because we are human beings. We care deeply, we feel deeply. But you are choosing to stop hurting because you showed up here. What do you truly desire? You want to be free from suffering. All human beings want to be free from suffering. We want to be seen and heard. We want to be known. We want to be healthy. We want to experience joy, ease, and fulfillment. We become so accustomed to having a life with struggles that we don't know who we are without our struggles and challenges. We may have a vision, but the vision gets buried under the challenges. So today I'm inviting you to hold your vision bigger than your challenges. So let me walk you through something for a moment. For a few seconds, close your eyes. Imagine you wake up feeling light, clear, rested, and ready for a new day. Your eyes open, and the first sensation in your heart is warm and full. You feel at peace and have a gentle smile of ease. Not because everything is perfect, but you finally feel like yourself and what you're doing with your life. You're not spiraling with your head full, but you wake up with clarity. Life is real and it's yours. Your life has meaning and purpose, not what you should do, not what you should have done, not what others will think, not explaining to others, not relying on others to make your decisions. You feel clear, grounded, and can breathe easy. Your life has momentum. You're no longer stuck. Your life works. You have pride. You're not secretly ashamed of your past. You are no longer a victim of circumstances. You take full ownership in creating the life you desire and what you want out of life. You feel content and at peace. You feel stronger, healthier, and excited for the future. You are living, not just surviving. You have become the person who can make decisions from clarity, who can feel confident, claim your joy. You can honor your past without being triggered. You resolve conflicts with ease. You have compassion for yourself and others. You naturally attract all the good into your life. You finally can live the life you once dreamed of. And now you can gently open your eyes. And with your eyes open, notice how good that feels. That's where we're going. Just like my client, Jeannie, this is not her real name. I want to protect her name. The truth is, this work is very personal, intimate, and sensitive. So many times the testimonials, I won't share the people's names. So Jeannie came to me with her hands thrown up in the air, like, what gives? She was anxious, she had sleep issues, she had brain fog, panic attacks came out of nowhere. She was struggling in her marriage. She was a yoga teacher. She did everything right. But after our work together, she felt grounded and calm for the first time in months. She uncovered pent-up emotions that were running the show that she didn't realize. Her brain fog lifted. She slept better and panic attacks vanished. Connected her current experience to what had happened in the past. So we did some deeper healing work. She was able to have a real conversation with her husband in months. And my client Ritu, this is a real name because Ritu is a member of the group, of the Facebook group, and she has actually shared many testimonials inside the group. So when Ritu came to me, she had migraine headaches, aches and pains all over the body. She had anxiety. She found it difficult to take a stand for herself and trust her decisions. She had been to traditional therapy, practiced yoga and spirituality. She was hardworking, doing all the right things, but not much changed. After our work together, she's in the 9-month immersion program. She was able to forgive the past, understood how past trauma shaped her current experiences, headaches and body pains gone, happy and excited, smiled and laughed often, and feeling light. But I'll let you, here is Ritu's testimonial. You can read it inside the group. I just highlighted some of the points here because she described quite a bit. So her intention was simple: to heal. She had chronic fatigue, the aches and pains, and she found the healing immersion program. She started to see all the places in her life where her energy was being drained. With Meena's guidance and unwavering support, her physical pain was starting to ease. She was starting to prioritize herself over everything. She found the difference between who I truly am and the person I thought I should be. Ritu shared many, many aha moments. She shares many aha moments and revelations in our work together. But you can go ahead and read her testimonial inside the group, and you can also read other testimonials on my website. I honestly see miracles happen every day because the system that I have developed, it includes the whole person. We're not using a fragmented approach because we are not fragmented beings. So the truth is, our organism, we are created to be an intelligent, wise system. Your heart, your intuition, and your gut, they work together to form a guiding system and alarm you through your feeling sense. You are responding exactly as a wise, intelligent system should respond to overwhelm, pain, and disconnection. Is something wrong with you? No. The ego and mind's job is to keep you safe in the same old familiar and comfortable. So it talks you out of feeling what you feel with logic and intelligence. It is created to ultimately to fall apart as it would block your evolution. Ego is not here to stay. We are meant to integrate the ego with the heart. I name it heart-based ego. It's like training a 2-year-old child. Tell the ego, come and follow me, come and follow me. So we now operate from knowing and not just thinking. So here is that one thing that keeps you struggling. That one thing is the gap between your head and your heart. If your head and heart are moving in the opposite directions, there's going to be conflict, and no one talks about that. We force the mind to think, but the body does not feel. That's the mindset trap. We continue to put a layer of mental layer over how we feel and wonder why we don't feel better. So that mindset trap, when we are forcing the mind to think what the body does not feel, take that in for a moment. This results in burnout, anxiety, and depression. When we sedate ourselves with medication, pretending, talking ourselves out of feeling, there's a recipe for disaster. This is what the rest of the world is doing, but you chose different. So what's the solution? The solution is aligning the head with the heart, coherence between your thinking and your feeling. This is the process of healing that results in deep connection with yourself. And this is the work we do inside the program. Why must we close the gap? Why not we continue to do what the world is doing, led by the mind, led by the ego? Well, we've seen the results. That's why we're here. The inner conflict consumes your life force, and you are less available to live the life you desire. The inner conflict is a disease in the making. It's not something we can just ignore and pretend it's not there. It's only a matter of time when it shows up as symptoms in your physical body in its last effort to get your attention. Your suffering permeates to your relationships, your family, your children, and others around you. You can, however, choose different. But why should you listen to me? If you don't know me and you have not worked with me, many of you do. My name is Meena Puri. I come from a lineage of Ayurveda doctors and healers. I actually went to school. I had a biochemistry undergrad degree with the intention of becoming your traditional doctor. what I saw when I went to visit the medical colleges, it didn't speak to me. So I became a certified professional accountant because I needed a way to earn a living. A chance yoga class I took, it like blew me away. And it had like, that was my calling. I couldn't understand why people were being told what to do with their body. I felt like I had done it always. So then I ended up teaching yoga for over 20 years, specializing in yoga therapy. And as I was searching for more, Ayurveda caught up to me and found me. I had totally forgotten about my lineage of Ayurveda, totally disconnected. I was just doing my own thing in Canada. And then Ayurveda found me. As I was creating this training for you, I came across this picture. This is my studio. That in the lower, the basement, walkout basement of my home, that I taught yoga for 20 years. I had many classes, this very intimate group, small studio, but profound, big changes, big things we did in the small studio. So I just wanted to share this picture. That place holds a really sweet place in my heart. A lot of memories there. So I have served thousands of people from all walks of life. I've also taught in high school for 7 years. I had a stretch management program for General Motors. And the first accredited yoga program in the hospital for the hospital staff that I had created, put a lot of work into it, that I took the initiative to start. I had a regular column in the local newspaper for over 15 years and have published 2 books. But more than that, it's really my lived experiences that gives me the edge, if you can call it that. I often say, and it is very true, I am the lab. Everything I teach, it comes through me. So there's no BS. It's not book stuff. This kind of work is not a job. It's more like your calling. This kind of work cannot be taught. You can write about it, but it's hard to learn solely from the book. You have to have lived experiences. So I'm the youngest of 11. When it comes to family dynamics, family dramas and traumas, I've seen it all. I left home in my early teens and lost both of my parents in my early 20s. I see there's 7 people watching. I would love to see who they are. Say hello in the comments. I had my first heartbreak in the university. I had a short marriage that should not have happened, but it is because of that time that I am doing what I'm doing today. I tend to dive deep only because I find answers there. I find answers that satisfy me. I find answers that end the search. And I bring my lived experiences as a guide to teach you inside the program. I have one son, and in his teen years, he struggled, and him and I struggled. And I was trying to desperately find answers. He was pulling away, and I didn't know what was I doing, so I needed answers. And in my deep search for the answers, I was led to a metaphysical teacher. And I clearly remember the day when I had known about her. I called her and I said, I'm ready to do this work. What I really was ready to do, I was ready to be done with being confused. I was ready to stop hurting. And so I could make sense of what was happening with my child, with my son. She warned me that the work would not be easy, but I was all in 100%. So this was intense work for a year. And being a born teacher, I started teaching it. And it literally blew away my students who heard me talk about this work. They had never heard it like this before. And from then, I launched my first podcast called Heal Your Life in 2016. In 2022, during COVID, I published my second book. I felt the world is now ready to hear what I have to say. The book is called Wake Up and Heal: 6 Steps to Emotional Freedom, which details the work. So we'll be utilizing the teaching of this book inside the program. Here's my second book. And this is a system methodology. It's a comprehensive healing system that I teach to all of my clients, and is true and tested. So why do you feel stuck? As I mentioned before, when we are continuously living with the challenges, we forget how life can be without the challenges. In the lack of any internal reference, we normalize disease. We think this must be it. That's why so many people, when it comes to healing, so many people won't get the help they need because they don't know this is wrong. It's not wrong. They don't know that there's another way for them to be. They don't know they can experience better. They don't know that they can experience peace and calmness. All they know is chaos, overwhelmed, and anxiety, and they think this is the normal way of living because the neighbors are doing the same thing. The family members are feeling the same thing, so they're thinking they fit right in. That's one of the reasons that we feel stuck when we normalize something, when we normalize kind of quote unquote abnormal way of living. We're not meant to be living in feeling chaotic, anxious, and overwhelmed. We are created to be peaceful beings. And, reality check: how many times during the day or how many days during the week do you feel at peace? Then we have, thanks to the internet, we have one size fits all hacks. I'm not a fan of hacks. Again, like I said, I tend to go deep because I find answers there. I need answers, not band-aid solutions. There's no individualized support. So we have, you go to the social media, wherever, there's all kinds of recommendations for mental health. Most of them, they're nice, but they are not sustainable. The problem is deeper than that. And you cannot heal in isolation. You can't heal by reading my book or listening to my podcast or my blog post or whatever. It's inspirational. You will get the intellectual knowledge maybe, but we're looking for transformation, not information. So we are swimming in the information. This is the information age, and it kind of makes us think that we know it. It's not about knowing it. It's about experiencing it. It's about being it. So there's no bridge between knowing and experiencing. You're healing in your own head. But when it comes to experiencing life, you experience the same old. You've had no system of healing. You have bits and pieces of fragmented information, but there's no complete system of healing. So these are the reasons why you're feeling stuck. It's not because something is wrong with you. It's because you really don't have the foundations on how to heal. The truth is, even the healing word by itself is so confusing to people. They're thinking, what does that mean? To heal is to become whole. They're like, well, what does that mean? I had a conversation with at a coffee place, a gentleman, and I was talking, he's like, oh, what do you do? What do you do? And he said, oh, what's the difference between what's the difference between what you do and me taking a pill? I was blown away by that comment. I go, well, working with me will clean you from the inside. He had no idea what I meant. And I didn't know how, that's all I said. And I was blown away that he would ask me that question. So we don't know what healing means. We don't understand what to do with the ego, with the heart. We don't understand energy. We don't understand so many aspects of our being. This is the system of healing, the methodology that I have put together inside the holistic healing. That's what I call, and that's what I use in working with clients. So I'm going to tell you this. No one else will tell you this. You are the source of your own healing. You know that saying, the healing is within, you find everything within. It's a nice saying, but nobody explains to you what the heck within is and how to get there. Nobody explains how to be that source of your own healing. I teach you that. I work with you on that. I get to the core of all the teachings because I have a very inquisitive mind. I'm a seeker. I want the answers. I want all the practical details. I want the depth. So I totally understand it in a way that I can explain it to anyone else walking on the street. So you are the source of your own healing, is the truth. You hold the ticket to your freedom train. I love saying that. This is the line that my teacher had shared with me. She said, you have the ticket to your freedom train. And I do have that ticket. I feel that ticket. And I want you to have that ticket. And you can become the person who believes. And I'm going to show you that inside the program. Here's a reality check. Are you a believer in you? Do you truly, truly believe in you? Most of us aren't, right? Until we understand how our experiences have shaped our beliefs and how our beliefs are creating our circumstances. Whatever you are experiencing, you are creating it. To understand that is the biggest breakthrough that you can have to your own power. Your efforts will match your belief. If you haven't found the solution to your challenges, it's because you don't believe. If you believe, you will know when a solution is in front of you. How am I doing it different? As I have alluded to a few times. So my methodology for holistic healing comes from these foundational understandings. Healing is an individual and an organic process. It's not willed. You know, you don't come to me and say, okay, heal me. And I have a 5-layer system and I'm going to say, bang, 1, 2, 3, 4, bingo, you're done. It's a very organic process. It's individual. What works for one person does not work for the other. Everybody has a different psychology. Everybody has had different experiences. Everybody thinks, feels, believes different. Everybody has a different filter in how they view life. So it's an individual and an organic process. Not to mention, so much of the healing has to do with the past trauma. These are very sensitive, intimate topics that you need safe space to be able to share, to be able to be witnessed. You can't heal in isolation. Like I said, you can't read my book and heal, but it'll be good to read the book. You need witness value. Part of the reason why trauma sticks is because there was no one to witness it, to tell you if it was right or wrong. So you were left with confusion. When you're left with confusion, you pretend it didn't happen. The big piece is the acknowledging that this is what happened. So you're clear on what happened. Without the witness, You don't even know if it happened. You don't know if you made it up. Healing must integrate all aspects of you, body, mind, soul. It's not just here, heal the mind. I have yet to see a physical illness that doesn't have the anxiety or the depression component. I have yet to see someone coming to me with anxiety and fear, and they don't have other physical issues. It's all integrated. Healing happens at the level of the causes. We heal that which caused the problem. That's healing at the root. These are the 5 components of my holistic healing methodology. They are built-in individual sessions because it's an individual, healing is individual. Group sessions, so they're supportive community. Both individual group sessions, they provide witness value. Then you have supportive, deeper teachings and wisdom to expand your perspective, to give you new levels of awareness, to show you different ways of thinking, looking, and expanding your mind that can totally shift the problem that you're looking at. You can't be doing the healing work and partying till 3 in the morning every day because your body will catch up and that will affect the mind and you'll go back into the same old groove. Once in a while you can, but you know what I mean. And so this healing is not just in the vacuum, it has context. Healing is about practical life, right? The point of healing is, so when you're living day to day, you are smiling, you are enjoying, you're feeling full of life, you interact with others and with nature in such a compassionate way. You can feel yourself, you can experience the life, you are present. So all the teachings, all the work is about making it come home. It's about making it practical. It's making it a lived experience. That's the difference between healing and just intellectualizing. You'll begin to experience it. So in everything that is going on in our lives, in our world, it is important that we choose our focus. Who you are becoming, not what happened to you. What's possible, not what didn't work. You are a creator, not a victim. When you choose your focus, then fuel that focus, fuel your different identity with the deeper work. The question is, are you here for the deeper work? You can say, well, I'll wait till I have more time and I can focus. That's what everyone says. And then they never show up and then they continue to hurt. Here's the truth. You'll get organized and focused once you begin. We get clarity in action, not out of it. This is a classic. I don't have the money. It's not that bad. First of all, I don't know if it's true or not. You each individually have to assess that. But what I can tell you that so much of the time, it's not the money, it's your belief about yourself and your sense of worth. In talking and worrying about the money, you forget about the invisible cost. And here is what I have seen. You know, we are so quick to go to the doctor or a specialist. but the inner world could be in chaos. We are not taught to invest in it. We're not taught to invest in ourselves. And until you invest in yourself, anything else that you are the common denominator, that thing is not going to work. Whether it's your business, whether it's your relationships, you're going to take that into those areas in your life. So it's a programming, it's conditioning. We will put ourselves last. We put our inner health, the state of our being last. And we do a Band-Aid approach, we put a mask on, we pretend to be okay, we window dress our homes, but we don't understand that when the inner home is not aligned, you're not going to get the enjoyment or the experience of life that you are seeking. In my life, when I know I have to do something, I decide to do it. I'm going to do it. And not even once that the money hasn't shown up. So it's something that you want to assess. How much longer do you want to wait? How much of the cost do you still want to continue to pay with being sick and tired, with feeling the way that you're feeling, with not reaching the possible you that you can possibly reach? We have only one life. Life is not a dress rehearsal. This is another one. My husband, wife, family won't support. It's great to get everybody on the same page, people that you're living with. It's great to have their support, but it doesn't happen. So I like to keep life and things very clear. So here's a few questions you can ask to get that clarity. Who's hurting? Who knows what you need? That's the person who decides. It's very simple. Don't get it complicated. I don't want to get re-traumatized. It's going to be painful. This is a real one because many people in traditional therapy, they feel re-traumatized because they have to keep talking about the things again and again, and they don't get anywhere. This is not how I work. We revisit the past to heal it, not to indulge in it. But if you don't heal it, you are actually re-wounding, re-traumatizing yourself by regurgitating the same thought, feeling pattern. Every time you repeat the same behavior, same pattern, your nervous system is getting re-wounded. The grooves are getting deeper and deeper. And one thing I can assure you, human beings are created so sophisticatedly. I'm in awe all the time. There's a built-in defense mechanism. What does that mean? What shows up is what you are ready to deal with. I work with clients and many times I say, okay, like maybe, do this, and they just don't feel the inclination. We don't go there. And I said, don't go. You're not ready because they're not ready. When they're ready, something just pops up into the level of their awareness. So we never really have to worry. Whatever comes up is something that we are ready to deal with. If it hasn't come up, we don't go digging. If life is working, if parts of the life is working, I don't go digging. I don't need to go dig. It'll come up, and if something is there, it'll come up. And if it does come up, it's something you can handle. So there's nothing to worry about. You got to trust the process. Trust how you are created. So, folks, this is just the beginning. What we have done today is lay the foundation. You now know why you're still hurting, and that is, it's not your fault. What that means is that you have power to heal. Over the next 2 sessions, I'm going to show you the shift that makes healing finally stick, the exact process that I use with my private clients, and how to heal from the inside out. And I will share how you can go deeper with me if this work calls to you. So the holistic healing that I've mentioned a few times throughout the training, I have created a 6-month immersion special program for those ready to go beyond talk and mindset. It's deep, integrative body, mind, soul work. I'll share more soon, but I just want you to know that it's coming. And if you already feel called, trust that nudge. Just so you know, it's going to be limited spots, only 10 spots will be available. So here's what's happening in day 2. We're going to be going over why you keep looping in the old patterns and how to stop. We have done it ourselves. We know people who 80 years later, they're talking about the same thing. They're talking about the trauma they had when they were 5 years old. You have a family member, it's the same fight, different situation, different time, different year, but it's the same fight. That's problematic. You're going to learn how your thoughts and feelings create a loop that you can get stuck in, how you unconsciously are creating your own experiences, the root cause of your challenges and disease patterns, and how to disrupt the pattern. So this was our training number 1. I would love it if you would share your enthusiasm by doing a few things. You can DM me, let me know what you got out of it. And you can talk about what you learned, tag me, invite friends to attend the next 2 days. And share your biggest takeaway below the video. Sharing is caring. This just came out. When you share, you really speak to so many others who think the same way, but they didn't say it. So remember, talking, adding language to what you feel is another layer of becoming yourself. So share one takeaway below the video in the group. And I'm going to be opening a draw for a private session. So everybody who comments, I'm going to gather, pool all of their names, and one person will get a private 1-hour session with me. I am so grateful, and I will see you in training too. So I'm going to stop the share. And so thank you so much. I see there were 6, 7, 8 people watching. I would love to know who it is. I would love for you to say hello. I did it. The technology was just weird. It's just, they had made it difficult, but I'm glad it worked out. So if you have any questions, you can also post them below the video. The videos are going to be inside, not forever, just for a few days, and I'll let you know till when. And other than that, have yourself lovely rest of the day, and I'll see you in training too.